Good morning, fellow journeyers. Wake up. Your soul needs you. I'm going to do another video in the series of videos that I'm entitling Brain Candy. And we are going to dive a little bit into the 7 densities, or the 7 different layers of consciousness. As I've stated before, I believe that everything is energy, that everything is conscious energy. The earth, plants, animals, as well as ourselves, as well as humans. Our thoughts, our feelings, our self-awareness, if we even want to go further out to the cosmos, to the universe, to space, planets, stars, everything is just energy. I think it's really interesting that physicists and scientists now claim to adhere to this philosophy. They claim to have found proof that everything is energy. Everything in our physical reality is made up of photons, and these photons that vibrate at different frequencies are what helps us or makes things appear to be solid in our depth of perception. So what I want to talk about a little bit today are the 7 different densities and where we fall at in those densities and how we can perceive our reality around this understanding that everything is energy, that everything is conscious energy. I believe that we are eternal souls, that we never die, that the souls that live within us, that reside within us, are conscious energy, and that energy comes from the universe, comes from the Creator, comes from God, however you want to word it. It is what it is. And we have chosen to come to the earth in this 3D reality in order to experience life in the 3rd density, in order to evolve our souls, in order to grow and to move forward. My understanding is that this 3rd density, this life that we are living here on the earth, is the shortest incarnation and the most intense. This is where we have chosen to come as souls with a veil of forgetfulness over us. We come here to this 3D reality, this 3D density, forgetting that we are eternal spiritual beings and that we are all connected, that we are all one, and that we are therefore all one with the Creator. We have forgotten this in order to practice free will. And free will is the teaching tool that we are learning from right now in order to evolve our souls. So there's 7 different levels of consciousness. Each level can be represented in our chakras. And I really like doing chakra meditations and visualizing my chakras. I'm a very visual person, and in order to get in touch with energy within myself and with the energy of the universe, I find it very helpful to visualize the chakra energies, the orbs within my body that represent these different densities. So the first density is the earth and elements. The first density consists of all of the elements: earth, air, fire, and water. And these are all energies that are vibrating at the frequency of the first density. The second density are going to be things like bacteria, organic life, plants, animals, things of that nature, and their photons are vibrating at a 2nd level density. That is their incarnation right now on this earth. We ourselves as humans are 3rd density creatures. Our human form, our body, is a 3rd density we inhabit a third density being right now. In the third density, like I stated earlier, we have the ability to practice free will. We also are self-aware. We have the ability to be self-aware and to be introspective and to think about ourselves in relationship to the environment around us. Then we go into the fourth chakra, the fourth density, which is love and understanding. The fifth, which is light and wisdom. The sixth, which is unity consciousness. And then the seventh, which is the gateway consciousness, or a gateway density. And this reunites us with our Creator. This reunites us all as one. So I want you to wrap your brain just a little bit around this idea that everything is conscious energy, and this idea that right now our souls are inhabiting a 3D reality, and this is the reality that we perceive around us. I think a lot of times in this earth plane, in this 3D reality, we get really caught up with having to scientifically prove things to know that they exist. We get really caught up in the idea that we have to see something as tangible. We have to see something outside of ourselves to know that it's real. And I'd like for you to pose the question about love, for instance. I think most of us would say that yes, love is real. We can feel love for a pet, for a spouse, for our children, for a friend. We know that love is real, and yet we can't scientifically prove that love exists. There is nothing physical, tangible that I can point to and say, that's love, so I know love is real. And yet I think if we ask ourselves, and if you ask anybody, is love real? Most people would say yes, love is real, because they feel it, they know it within themselves. And so the question that I am posing is that we think bigger than this physical reality that we're in right now, and that we recognize that there are things that are real, even though we can't see them. Even though we can't touch them, we know things to be real. One of the things my mom used to always say that I still think about often today, I used to pose the question to her all the time, well, how can I believe in God when I don't know God exists? I can't see God, I can't point to something physical and say that is God. And she would always tell me, Rachel, faith is believing in something you can't see. And I think there's so much truth to that statement. Faith is believing in something you cannot see. And so I am asking you, fellow journeyers, to go out on a limb with me today and to think about something you can't see, to have some faith in the consciousness of our being and of our universe. And the takeaway that I want you to have in thinking about this today is going to be more compassion and more love. If we know that we are all eternal spiritual beings that have chosen to come to this teaching school, this earth in this 3D density, in order to practice free will and to evolve our souls, then all of us are on our own journeys. We're all evolving our souls wherever we're supposed to be at whatever level we're supposed to be at right now. And I hope if you keep that in mind and remember that, it'll help you to have more compassion for others around you. And to remember that everybody's on their own journey, having their own life experience right now, and their souls are learning whatever they need to be learning right now. And in turn, I hope that it helps you to have more compassion for yourself and for your past. Things that we perceive in our lives as being past mistakes, bad decisions, or wrong actions are just experiences that we're having right now. They're just learning tools that our souls are gathering information from in order to evolve us. And I guess our hope, or my hope would be for myself living in this 3D reality, is that when I die, my next incarnation would be in a fourth density carnation. It would be in a fourth density of understanding where I have a greater understanding of love and of wisdom. And I don't claim to know what that's going to look like. If I would be incarnated back onto the earth again in a fourth density understanding, or if I would be incarnated into another dimension, into another planet, someplace where I would be living a fourth dimension reality. And then, of course, the hope would be that through the lessons that we learn and through our souls evolving, that we can continue this evolutionary process of getting to the next density over and over again. I think we can pose the question, and I'm not going to dive into this today, but I think we can pose the question of reincarnation. Do souls choose to come back to this earth, to come back to this 3D reality because they haven't quite gotten it yet? Because they haven't quite learned the lessons they want to learn yet, so they choose to come back and do it again. In a different form, as a male or a female, in a different culture, in a different country, in order to experience another incarnation in this 3D reality in order for our souls to evolve. So, like I said, a little bit of brain candy for you today to think about the different dimensions, the different densities of where we're at now in our reality and what potential realities can be for us. To have some love and compassion for yourself and for others. We are all on this journey together. We are all essentially one with each other and with the source. And although we may want to control decisions other people are making, or we wish that other people, we wish our loved ones would make it, we're making different decisions, progressing their lives right now in a different way. I hope that we remember that we are all here on this earth doing what we are doing in order for our souls to evolve. So have some compassion, have some love, have some understanding. For yourself as well as for others. Because remember, fellow journeyers, we are in this world, but we are not of this world. Peace and namaste.